Hi guys. Okay, I know all of us know we only had one day of class, so I feel like my week wasn't as productive as the last 2 weeks. I did spend some time researching on semiconductors and actually tried something new this week. When taking notes, I sat next to the computer this time, and as you were discussing our lecture, I was able to go along with the online site and take, I think, better notes than I've been able to take before, and look up dictionary, like definitions of certain vocabulary that we've been talking about, as well as look at some of the pictures, because I'm a very visual learner, and I feel like it was very helpful and effective in learning what we discussed about, which was semiconductors on Tuesday. Um, I did on my Neat resource. I posted one right here. It's actually about a guy. I forget what school he says he's in, but he's actually using an Arduino for his helicopter, and he's actually controlling it, which I thought was pretty neat, and it shouldn't surprise me as much because you can kind of do anything with your phone nowadays, but he's actually using his phone to control um, turning the helicopter on and off, and when it takes off and when it doesn't. So I thought that was pretty interesting, that he's able to, I guess, manage the Arduino wirelessly, because a lot of the other videos I've seen, they've had to be connected to computers through their USB ports and so forth, and so it was pretty interesting to see that you could do it without having to have it connected to anything. The next thing is the debate topic. Um, I was a little worried about this. I didn't look up anything because I had a misunderstanding, thought we were supposed to do it as a group. Come to find out it's individual, so I didn't really look up anything ahead of time, and in class I ended up finding cryonics, which I think is a pretty interesting topic. I'm going to have to figure out who I can interview and when I can. I know my teacher knows somebody that deals with cryonics from my microbiology class, so that'd probably be a route or avenue I'd have to pursue to see if I can find anyone to interview. But I think it's pretty interesting, and of course everybody knows about Walt Disney, how he's got himself frozen for the future. So I thought that would be an interesting topic to talk about. Next is the 4D humanity, which was pretty interesting. Actually, quite a few of my friends and I had conversations about this topic, specifically the religious and science aspects of it, whether they go hand in hand, and how someone can be religious and spiritual but also believe in science, and I quite honestly didn't think that they could coincide or go hand in hand. But after having some conversations with some people, I can kind of see where you could be religious and be involved in science as well and believe what you're learning from science. So I thought that was a very interesting and very fun topic to conversate with other people about and actually, make a post about. And I'm looking forward to seeing what other people have to say. Next is the nature of science. I responded to, of course, 8 people on our nature of science discussion, which was a little better than the first discussion that we had, which obviously was just on the 3 questions. So this one was a little more in depth. I don't feel like it was too much more in depth because it seemed like a lot of people had the same viewpoints or ideas about this discussion. So, but I think the 4D humanity one is going to be pretty interesting to read it and see what people have to say about that. Okay, and then last, I want to say, and I'm assuming that there have been a couple other groups that are running into the same issues that my group is. I mean, when we talked about it, we all figured we'd be able to meet up, and this week has been a little difficult. Trying to get 4 people to meet up at one time in one place to work on this project has been really hard. Luckily, thanks to Jill, we've been able to all the parts that are necessary for our gun, except for the BB, which I'm assuming you could go to Home Depot to get. I don't know. Gonna have to figure that one out. But we have everything else, and looking forward to really assembling it. I've been looking at a lot of videos on how to assemble the coil gun, and this is our map or our design plan. I haven't quite decided yet what I want to stick my gun in, or what, I guess, cosmetic thing I'm going to use for it so it doesn't look so boring and it's not just a bunch of wiring. I'm assuming I'm going to use a UV, maybe stuffed kitty cat, so I can give it to some of my friends that are big U of A fans, and that way they have something, I guess, to play with. But yeah, so I'll have to do that. That's pretty much it. It hasn't been a extremely productive week. I'm not feeling well, so I haven't done a whole lot of out of class stuff, unfortunately, and not gonna lie, it's stressful. I wish I had more time in the days to do all this. Full-time student and working full-time. It's a little hard. I'm gonna tell you, this class is definitely gonna tone up my time management skills. So, well, I hope everyone had a little more productive week than I did, and looking at some of the videos I think you guys have, you've been able to start assembling some of your coil guns, and actually some of them were successfully shot, and I'm excited to see that. So, well, see you guys in class on Tuesday. Hope you had a good weekend.